Hello friends, I am Dr. Amit Gangwal, Associate Professor at SVKM's Institute of Pharmacy, Dhule. In this video, we will talk about summary of few machine learning approaches and few other data and basically black box and explainable AI concept, which is much discussed in the scientific circle regarding the how machine learning models give output. It should be easy to understand by the human expert, that is the output should be interpretable. So images in this particular video I have taken from one of the highest downloaded papers on basics of machine learning from viewpoint of drug discovery and AI driven drug discovery. So the title is Machine Learning and AI Based Approaches for Bioactive Ligand Discovery and GPCR Ligand Recognition. This paper by Sebastian and Benjamin Kaufman is highly recommended recently across the scientific society involved in AI research from drug discovery point of view. So I am thankful for this article from which I have taken infographics and their legends as such for explaining to the people who were interested in this video. So I start without much formality. So we all know AI for AI, that is for actionable insights, only artificial intelligence is the option. AI for AI. The first AI is actionable insights and second is artificial intelligence. Entire content in this video has been taken from textbook and online resources using Google as search engine. I don't have any claim whatsoever on the images or infographics taken from internet. We are thankful to original creators and copyright IPR, that is intellectual property rights holders. Thank you. So this is the paper just I discussed with you. So the first image is of these machine learning training. So we all know machine learning is of three types: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. In supervised, we have data associated with the label. Means we have input data, features, and label. That is, we have input and output both. In supervised learning, we have only the data. We don't teach machine learning model. Model learn from huge amount of data. Example is spam folder of your Gmail. How Gmail decides which particular email should be sent to the spam or junk folder. So based on the keywords and action taken by other users, if they put that email into the spam, then repeatedly by learning those decisions by user and by catching few keywords, the spam filter works. It is example of supervised machine learning. Sorry, unsupervised machine learning. Third one is reinforcement learning, where model learn by the system of reward and penalty. For example, driverless car or the training of the robots. So this example is of supervised learning. So there are total three steps: model training, model validation, and inference. So this is particularly for discovering drugs of using AI or machine learning. So the first step is model training. You see the left side of the image, there are database of the molecule like PubChem, Campbell, Zinc, or for that matter the mostly used is Chambel or Campbell. So from those database you will extract the features. You will go for feature extraction, that is description of the molecule, why those particular molecules are behaving, for example particularly effectively in treatment of diabetes or corona or AIDS for that matter. So until you remove the features, until you teach the model what are the features associated with those molecules, how your model will turn when you will deploy it for future course of action. So from database molecule you will accept the features like functional group matching, feature vector construction. All those things will be done in machine learning training. The first step will be fetching database molecule, then feature extraction, that is volumetric overlay, functional group matching, and then you will convert those feature into vector, that is machine readable format because we all know machines don't understand chemical structure. Generally they study, they understand things in the some smiles pattern or in fingerprinting fashion. Now you will go for experimental activity data. So in machine learning training phase, you have data and you have the activity of those data. So for example, you have 1000 drug like molecule and their binding score with particular receptor. So you will give these two things, that is data, that is type of molecule, I mean their features, I mean their feature vectors. What is vector? A way to represent your input data. So here in input data feature vector, we will show the property of the molecule and their binding score or their bioassay activity, for example. These things will be given to machine learning algorithm. Algorithm will make a model. If model is perfect, I mean how to check it? Machine learning model will be used for the testing and training. After training, you will test the machine learning model with some unknown data set, and if it is giving right result, it is perfectly trained and tested machine learning model, right? So what we have studied, what we have discussed is given here. After extracting feature vector for each candidate molecule, the training data set consisting of bioactivity measurements and the feature vector is used to train the machine learning model. The model is evaluated on the test data set. As I told you, what is the meaning of test data set? The data set which you have not used during training. Usually 80-20 is the ratio. 80% data will be used for training and the rest, that is 20%, will be utilized for testing the model, which contains molecules and their experimental bioactivity measurement to validate the model. If the model yielded satisfactory validation performance, it could be used to predict the activity of new molecules and prioritize candidates for experimental assay. This is important. This is the main thing. Entire thing revolves around this keyword, prioritize. Machine learning saves your time by telling you that just make these 3 or 4 drug like molecule out of hundreds of drug molecule, because these 3 or 4 drug molecules have the topmost potential to be drug candidate for particular disorder. Another beautiful infographics from the same paper. So you are seeing total 3 parts. Left is, we know there are 2 ways for drug discovery: ligand based virtual screening or structure based virtual screening. In case of ligand based virtual screening, you try to search or look or design a drug like molecule which can drug the protein. If it is successful, you have designed a new drug molecule. Another way to find a drug is structure based virtual screening. Means you design a drug molecule for particular protein and you have to work on the receptor, and if you got success, then it is structure based drug discovery. So this is the conceptual overview of ligand based and structure based virtual screening. For example, for a known agonist, which is a pheromone compound involved in GPCR signaling, that is G protein coupled receptor signaling, and a homology structure of its receptor. So we read the infographics now. You have the molecule database. You are seeing big database type of boxes. You are having lot many drug like molecule or compounds or drugs or failed drug molecules from other type of resources. For example, Chembel, Drug Bank, Zing or others. So scoring and filtering based on by comparison of to known active similarity. So you will filter the database on some ground. For example, in Campbell, you have millions of data. So how will you filter those data for your study? You will remove only those particular drug-like structures which are having some similarity with some empirical or blockbuster drug molecule, or those drug-like molecule which are having some perfect binding score. So you will filter down the drug-like molecule. In case of structure-based virtual screening, you will identify binding pocket and dock the molecule in the protein structure. Selection based on docking scores or free energy of binding prediction. you will filter down the drug-like molecule based on the docking score and binding affinity, that is. Then you will prioritize again. You will prioritize which molecule you have to study on the topmost priority basis. So on what ground you will filter the drug-like molecule? Like drug-like properties, Lipinski's rule of 5, toxicity, absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, and PNS interference and toxicity data as well. So based on this, you will filter only 4 or 5 drug molecule. You will synthesize them in the laboratory. Then you will test preclinically and clinically. This is how drug discovery is done. Very beautiful infographics. In this infographics, we will try to understand the black box concept. Let me tell you, in machine learning language, a black box concept means your machine learning model is giving perfect result, but you are not able to understand why particular path has been chosen by the machine learning model. Why out of 10 drug-like molecule, machine learning model is saying only third number and fourth number molecule, or for example, out of 100 drug-like molecules from a database, why model is saying only 2 molecules are promising from drug-like behavior. So what is the ground for those things? So experts and governments across the world now are of the opinion that your machine learning model should not be like a black box. It should have the ability to tell you, or you should have the transparent machine learning model. You should be able to see what's happening inside the model. As a human expert, you should be able to understand, okay, this is the molecular weight, or okay, this is the log P, so this molecule is active, so and so and so. So you should be able to interpret the model. In this way, you will also have some control on the process going inside the machine learning model. So how this has been done, how we can solve the problem of black box problem in an easy example this paper is explained. So first of all, we will see the structure of protein. So on the left side, you are seeing the structure of protein, and the left bottom here. So see, this is the structure of protein. This is the structure of drug-like molecule. So this is input number 1 and input number 2. So these two inputs will be given to a type of deep learning neural network. We all know basically 3 types of deep learning models are being used in drug discovery, that is recurrent neural network, convolutional neural network, and different types of autoencoder. Here we are giving this input of amino acid to the machine learning model and a structure of drug to the machine learning model. So you see here, as we discussed many times earlier also, machines can see number only. Machine doesn't understand the images and everything from this jumbo structure point of view. So you have converted entire amino acid sequence into number, and you have converted this molecule of drug into ISMAIL. What is ISMAIL? Simplified molecular input line entry system. So you have converted this drug into this sequence. It can be easily read by machine. So these two inputs you have given to machine learning model, and CNN will take only required feature from this protein structure, from this drug structure. Then it will make a concatenated, that is connected feature vector. So what are the features of this protein structure? What are the features of this drug-like molecule? Both these features have been taken into this single feature vector. This has been done by convolutional neural network. A jumbo type of network is there, having lot many hidden layer between input layer and output layer. Input layer will give the structure of protein and drug molecule. Output will give you this type of beautiful result like binding score. If you give this training to machine learning, your output will say, okay, this drug is drugging the protein pocket properly, and this is the perfect binding. Binding or not, it is not perfect. It will just give you binary output, yes or no, 1 or 2, binding, not binding. So it may be a classification type of problem. Okay, this is binding or not binding. If it is a regression type of problem, it will give you binding score or docking score or binding affinity. So 2 types of output can be possible depending on your choice of algorithm. I hope it is clear. Now this is called a feature, this is called a matrix, and for this matrix formation you need to use NumPy library in your machine learning setup. So you see here, This is called one hot encoding. It is very, very important. What is the meaning of one hot encoding? Where one is written, it means this model is understanding some feature is there. If it is 0, it means it is not having some feature, or your machine learning model is not taking that feature. So 1 means something is there. Here I study one hot encoding matrix. Each column corresponds to an amino acid. This is amino acid 1, amino acid 2, amino acid 3, likewise. Each column corresponds to an amino acid position, and each row corresponds to 1 out of 20 amino acid types. For example, 0, A, 1, R, likewise. So this is amino acid. Okay, this is type of amino acid in that particular group, right? So suppose you are getting some result for this drug and protein. So you are getting binding is yes, okay, it is binding, and binding affinity is, for example, 1.2 or so. So now you have to study, you have to understand what particular part of amino acid is giving 1.2 score. So for that matter, for example, if you mask this with these 3 columns in yellow background, for example, in this study they have shown that if you mask this particular part of amino acid and you again run the machine learning model, and if you get different type of binding or binding score compared to earlier study, then you must say that this particular 3 column of this 3 last column amino acids are giving impact to the output. If your output is not affected even after masking or hiding or removing this 3 column, then you may say that these 3 things are not important for your binding score. This is how simply we can understand the how we can make your model perfectly transparent and human interpretable, and we can solve the problem of black box. So already I explained you. Now reinforcement learning, here model learn through rewards and penalty. So best examples are robots. If we, this is the robot of the famous company Boston Dynamics, which has been now taken by Hyundai company. I am thankful for image from the Google I have taken. The right side images of a driverless car. Again, I have taken the image from Google. So working of self-driving car and learning to navigate or climb the stairs of the robot is a type of reinforcement learning. Again, what happens? Suppose you are showing image of dog to the machine learning model, and model is saying cat. Then you have to train, no, it is not cat, it is dog. You are punishing it, no, it is not cat, it is dog. So whenever next time you will show the image of dog, it will tell, okay, it is dog. So it is learning by earlier mistake. For right decision, you are rewarding. For wrong decision, you are giving penalty. So one very beautiful rare type of image I have got from the internet, from the YouTube channel of very expert in this field, Mr. Jitesh Doshi, who is experts in bioinformatics and AI driven drug discovery. I am thankful to Doshi ji. I have taken this image from his YouTube channel from one of the videos. This is the basic behind the working of reinforcement learning. So here you understand, you are seeing various types of closed, ring structure. So agent is the scaffold. There are 5 things in this reinforcement learning: agent, action, cost function, reward, penalty, and environment. You understand one by one. So here agent, so here the task is to make a drug like molecule which have very good docking score or affinity. So what is the job here? Agent is scaffold, the basic structure is called agent. Then action is to add something or to add some molecule or functional group on the basic scaffold or remove something. What is the cost function? Affinity. What is the reward? If affinity or binding score increases, we will give reward to the system. If it is wrong or affinity goes down, we will give penalty, means we will not add that particular group or functional group, we will remove it. So what is the environment? Different type of atoms. So here agent means your basic structure of the molecule. Action means you have to add or remove something on the basic building block. What is the cost function? Error. If affinity is increasing, that is we want. So you will reward it and you will continue the model training. It will attach another group. If it is decreasing, you will give penalty. You will not attach that particular group. This is how reinforcement learning is utilized for developing the model. Another example, same agent is there, environment is there, and action is there. Here we have basic benzene ring and we will attach methyl group, and if after adding methyl group we are getting good affinity score, it means we are giving reward. We will continue model training. We will add few more attachments. Likewise, if it is giving decrease in affinity, we will remove particular agent or attachment. Another beautiful example for a layman language, we have the input, that is apple. We will show it to machine. Machine is saying it is a mango. Then we will penalize. No, it is not mango. It is apple. It is a feedback from human expert. Then machine learn. Okay, this is the image. It is apple and not the mango. It will note down. I mean, it is understand. It understands in the system. The next time, whenever you will show apple, it will tell, okay, it is an apple. It means response is reinforced. Now, given a benzene ring, already we have discussed, that is reward system is there. Now this is the another beautiful image, that is molecular similarity. Many times we talk about Tanimoto index and how similar to compounds are. So in machine learning, I mean in drug discovery, what happens? You start with a known commercially available blockbuster drug molecule. For example, molecule A is utilized for treatment of some hormonal problem, and it is a blockbuster molecule. I mean to say, it is famous in market and very good effect it is showing to the persons. Now you have to find such type of molecule. So for example, molecule B is there. So what you will do, you will check the similarity of these two molecules, because if two molecules are similar, they will elicit same biological response in the human body. So for that, we have to check the similarity of those molecules using famous index that is called Tanimoto index. So for 2D similarity, for example, we will convert entire atom bonds and edges of the molecule into the fingerprint like 1 and 0. If 1 is there, as I told you, some feature is there, that is 1 hot encoding. If 0 is there, it means there is no feature which is important. So you will compare the position of 1 and 0 in molecule A and B, and then you will decide how similar these two molecules are, because molecular similarity is very important in drug discovery. So this is the explanation for the earlier slide, just I have shown you. So we have learned black box concept, we have learned similarity of two molecules, we have learned reinforcement learning, we have seen how virtual screening is done from ligand point of view, from structure point of view. And we have also seen in the first slide about the machine learning model training. So with this, we finish this short video. Thank you very much.